I think they view him as a good team. I think they view him as a solid team, not a threat, not a team that's pushing to be a national champion by any stretch of the imagination.
Welcome to the Carriker Chronicles, the People Show. Checking the pulse of Husker Nation, brought to you by DPS Concrete Construction. Check them out at dpsconstruction.net. Also, carrikerchronicles.com. This may be the most obvious one I've ever put out there, but if you, like me, believe that Nebraska beating Michigan would be a ginormous deal, then smash the like button. And if you haven't done so yet, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell. We appreciate it here. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time to bring on our special guest. He was a former three-time All-American, two-time Defensive Player of the Year, College Football Hall of Famer, first-round draft pick, national college football analyst, ESPN and the like, Mr. David Pollack. How you doing, my friend?
Appreciate it, brother. Doing great, man. Good to be on with a fellow defensive wrecker over there. I love it.
What'd you say to me? You always come on for the insane defensive guys, or something like that? How'd you phrase it?
I love the insane defensive guys, man. Like the psychotic defensive guys. You got to be
a
little bit different. Yep. You got to be a little bit strange. Like you got to have some big eyes. Like you got to have a little bit of that. That's okay.
Yep, it's a great thing. All right, man. So Nebraska, Michigan. This is a chance for Nebraska to prove a lot of things against a big-time program, a ranked team in Michigan. But I want to start here. How do folks across the nation, national pundits, experts, how do they view Nebraska and what Matt Rhule is doing here?
I think they view him as a good team. I think they view him as a solid team, not a threat. Not a team that's pushing to be a national champion by any stretch of the imagination. But I think that, I think it's more so. And again, I've visited Nebraska and I've been there so many times, and I know the culture. And so I know more than most people know, and the history of winning, the history of the weight room, the history of the black shirts. It's just, there's obviously so much to it, but you've got a generation now that doesn't have a lot of winning with Nebraska. And so I think that changes. It's like Florida. There's a lot of kids in high school now that don't remember that Florida was a really good football team, that they went through their last 4 years of high school, and they're like, yeah, winning seasons don't really happen. And I think I read this correctly, Adam, and you are the Nebraska guy. Haven't been a ranked opponent since 2016? Is that real?
That is real, and unfortunately, I pointed that out here on this same program. That is unfortunately correct. 0-25 in our last 25 attempts, first-ranked team.
That's not good. So no. I'm not a mathematician. Played defense for a reason, but obviously that needs to change. So to me, this is an opportunity. This week is a great opportunity. Obviously, Michigan won a national championship a couple years ago, respected program across the country, winningest program, in college football. So a chance to get a ranked win. And and you'll probably get to this, and we'll probably start with this, but 5-star number 3 quarterback in the country, Dylan Raiola. 5-star number 1 quarterback in the country, Bryce Underwood.
Yep.
A throwdown a couple years apart. And that's the thing about Nebraska, I think, that really brought. Not only did Matt Rhule bring eyeballs and his winning history and who he is. I love him. His halftime speech the other day. It's never good enough, which I love that. Fantastic. And that culture, but it's getting a 5-star. It's getting a big-time quarterback that everybody wanted now to come to your program, and Nebraska taking that next step. And this opportunity is so dope, so good. It's at home, a lot to prove, obviously, and an opponent coming in that's a really good opponent, ranked in the top 25, and a chance to do something that hasn't been done in, obviously, 10 years.
So let's talk about Dylan Raiola. There are some folks in the state of Nebraska that feel he's being overlooked. I won't say the word disrespected, but overlooked right now by the national media. He's got a chance to prove a lot of things and play well on the biggest stage we've had yet so far, probably since he got on campus. What would this game mean as far as, and I don't want to say Dylan Raiola getting recognition, but earning respect, especially he was the number 1 quarterback in that class for a long time, ended up number 3, still highly recruited. Bryce Underwood, number 1 just a year later. But as far as earning respect, what does this opportunity look like, or what does that present this Saturday versus Michigan as that opportunity for him?
I mean, it's a huge opportunity. It's a huge opportunity against a really good defense. A really good coordinator that makes people look average. John Mateer, who's one of the best players in the country, didn't light up Michigan's defense. So it's a hard thing to do. They're very aggressive. They disguise. So like he's going to have to play good, but this is a big stage for him for sure. Listen, I've got concerns too, Adam. Like I'm going to be honest, like watching the Cincinnati game, I was like, okay, let me give you the stuff I like. Ball's out quick. Like when he sees it, ball comes out, zone coverage typically, it's pretty easy, man. Like it is pretty rhythmic. To me, it's when the play breaks down. And listen, I can't take much from the last 2 weeks. I just can't. Like I don't know the last 2 games. I don't know what to take from those. But when he gets himself in trouble is when he tries to scramble and extend plays. And that's where I think, as a high school kid, he blew by people probably and like made people look silly. And like now he doesn't make as many of those great plays. I want to see him not make mistakes. And listen, you say that. He's got 8 touchdowns, 0 interceptions on the season, right? Like he hasn't made any mistakes. Had the fumble against Cincinnati. Almost had the pick 6 against Cincinnati. Those are 2 opportunities that could have changed that game completely. So I think he's really good when it's very clean and it's very off the rip. I don't like the negative plays. I don't like the scrambling around, buying time, because I don't think that brings out the best version of him. I want him to go through his – and listen, we're going to see too, can receivers win in man coverage? Because I promise you Michigan's going to play man coverage. And if you watch what Raiola struggled with a year ago, it was man coverage. So that's that's a part of Michigan's identity. So whether it's Key out wide, whether it's Barney out wide or Hunter, because all 3 of those in 3 weeks have led the team in receiving. Like those are the guys that can they win and can he make plays down the field? I know he can get rid of the ball quickly and hit those little intermediate routes, but can he make those home run plays when you want to be too aggressive? Can you when you start crowding me, bro, and you start getting in you're in my space, man. Can you give a little jab and just punch him out, right? Like get the heck out of my space. Like you can't keep creeping the line of scrimmage. I'm tired of seeing that. I'm tired of you cheating all of my underneath stuff. And can he make some of those plays that makes you pay? And I think that's where he takes the next step with this offense and it getting more explosive down the field.
Talk to me about Michigan running the ball. To me, that's the number 1, 2, and 3 key to this game. If you're a Nebraska person, can you stop Michigan running the ball? That's where they built their program, offensive, defensive line, the trenches, running the ball. They're starting running backs, 3 straight 100-yard rushing games. We haven't stopped the run as effectively as we would like here in Lincoln just yet. How does Nebraska
not as big as we're used to too? We're used to seeing a bunch of like enormous, fatties up front that are just like huge and hulking.
Only a lineman can say enormous fatties and get away with it. We only have 2 guys listed at 300 pounds on the defensive line right now. How do they do a better job or a quality job of limiting Michigan's run?
And Adam, we are allowed to do that. We are absolutely allowed to do that. We also will take the fatty on the other end too, if you want to call us a fatty.
Yep. The big uglies. That's what I call them. The
big
uglies. Now I want to give a shout out to our sponsors, DPS Concrete Construction. Check them out at dpsconstruction.net. I said it before and I'll say it again because it's the truth. They are your local retaining wall and concrete experts. If this is the type of work you need done, go to dpsconstruction.net. If this is the type of work you do, Jason Armstrong is the guy you want to work for. Again, check them out at dpsconstruction.net. I also want to give a shout out to Husker Auto Group. They have new GMC Sierras at 20% off of MSRP. Also new 2025 Silverados 20% off of MSRP as well. And the new 2025 Escalades in stock are up to $5,000 off of MSRP. Call Husker Auto Group for details. The number is 402-479-7500 or visit huskerautogroup.com. All trades accepted. Financing available with APR financing as low as 0%. 2025 models going fast. All new 2026 models are arriving daily. Again, that's huskerautogroup.com.
Like Justice Haynes is really good, man. Like, and I thought his debut for Michigan, I was like, ooh. Like he looked better at any point than I saw him with Alabama. I actually played with his dad at Georgia, Veron Haynes. Okay, one of the top most highly recruited backs in the country. Really strong, big. Michigan's offensive line is not even close to what we saw 2 years ago, and it's not as good as it was a year ago. So that would make me feel better. But the QB play is a lot better, and that opens it up. And you saw Bryce Underwood last week run for 100 yards. So playing the dual threat ability, playing assignment football, you've got to be really, really smart. I don't worry about Matt Rhule with those guys. Like I don't worry about being smart. But can you tackle those guys over and over again? Can you make those plays? When you have smaller guys up front that are quicker, you can twist, you can stunt, you can move. Those are great things. Those are not bad things. But can you get now this is something Nebraska hasn't done yet, but can you get to the quarterback and get the quarterback down? Get some sacks, get some TFLs, get them behind the line of scrimmage, because then it becomes a harder game. Because Bryce Underwood, I got news for you. Like, he's going to be elite of elite. Like, he's going to be one of the best players in college football. He's still learning, and he's going on the road again. We saw him go on the road at Oklahoma. It was his worst performance by far. And now going on the road again. Can the crowd be nuts? Can it be crazy? Can the offensive line not protect him great? Make him throw the ball down the field, too. Because let's be honest, too, with him, he's been a dink and dunk machine. Like, you watch him, and he's really good in the short and intermediate, and that's where he's made his living. But making plays down the field with those receivers, hasn't clicked yet. That's why I think this game's going to be fantastic. I think it's going to be a lower scoring in the lower 20s, like a 23-21 game, like the 24-21 game, something like that.
So I want to get your official score prediction at the end of this, because I'm thinking something in that region, too, as well. So as a defensive lineman, we know quarterbacks who are mobile, you try to get pressure on them, you try to sack them, knock them down, then all of a sudden you twist, you stunt, you leave a hole, and they take off. So how does Nebraska try to get pressure on Underwood, who you mentioned just ran for 100 yards a week ago? Yeah. He didn't exactly contain Sorsby out of Cincinnati the best. How do we get pressure on them without leaving lanes wide open?
Yeah, didn't contain Sorsby, and I think Cincinnati rushed for over 200 yards too. So like that's a concern, right? Like that's a realistic, and that is the problem. When you don't have guys that can eat space and hold their gaps really well, you do have to twist. Now, when you twist, it leaves holes. Sometimes you get pushed by, somebody gets pushed by, huge hole, big plays. I don't think it's always about sacking the quarterback, but how much can you get to him? How much can you hit him? How much can you make him feel uncomfortable? If you watch the Oklahoma tape, Oklahoma had 11 guys near the line of scrimmage, bro. Like, do you feel comfortable playing man-to-man, outnumbering them in the box, bringing pressure? The biggest thing is, how does Nebraska tackle? Like, on the perimeter, like not just getting the quarterback down, but they're going to throw those screens a bunch. They're going to stretch you a bunch. They're going to throw it to Haynes. They're going to throw it to Morgan. They're going to throw McCulley will throw the jump ball to number one. So I think that they're going to continue to spread the ball around, but it's limit the big plays of the offense. It's limit Justice Haynes. It's changing the picture on Bryce Underwood and making it complex, heating him up, hitting him, not just getting sacks, but hitting him, making him feel like he has to move out of the pocket, move his feet, get off of his primary read, and then you got to catch him and you got to bring him down. But it's so weird too, isn't it weird? Shouldn't you take some disrespect, Nebraska fans? Like, hey, Sherrone Moore, I'm suspending. We're suspending ourselves, but like not for y'all's game.
Yep.
Like I know Matt Rhule, and Matt's always looking for something. Like, that would be literally like okay, I got something for your ace. Like, you want to play that game. Like, don't worry about suspending for Nebraska. We'll take it next year to start the season. Like, we're kind of just cherry picking the games. Like, just, I think playing the no respect card, playing with energy, showing that stat of what they haven't been able to accomplish, since 2016, and playing with that hard edge and swarming team defense gives you a chance to be successful.
I think you make a lot of great points. Number one, Michigan's O-line is still good, but it's not what it's been. Can we take advantage of that? Nebraska has, albeit our last two games, not the toughest competition, the number one pass defense in the country. All right, do we put 8-9 guys in the box and try to take advantage of that? Have to some, right? Dude, I pointed out, I don't think it was intentional. I don't think Michigan, and I said this a couple days ago, I don't think Michigan said, hey, we're going to poke at Nebraska and we're going to disrespect them. They just simply said, we don't think you're as important as some of these other teams, so we're not going to need our head coach to come in and beat you. And that
it's disrespectful. It's disrespectful.
They may not have meant to be disrespectful, but I said I feel disrespected, Ed. I feel disrespected.
You should. And listen, we're always trying to find a reason for disrespect. Like, I don't.
Yeah, motivation.
Coaches are looking for everything, so you absolutely use it.
So Michigan, good team, okay, but their one position group that is the least strong of the entire team, I'll phrase it that way, is their wide receivers. And we feel pretty good about our pass defense. Whether we end the year number one in the country pass defense or not, we'll see. But our probably strongest position group is our secondary. Their least strong is their wide receiver group. How do you think that factors into this game as well?
Well, that allows me to do what Oklahoma did and play more aggressive and bring more bodies, which is that's a fun problem to have. If you trust your guys on the outside with man-to-man coverage, man, like it makes you more deadly. And look at LSU. I mean, It couldn't be any more night and day different. It's heat them up, heat them up, heat them up. I trust my guys in the back end. So now the problem becomes too, but if you watch the Georgia game this past week, the problem becomes, okay, do you want to bring 6? And then you don't get home and you're not winning individual matchups. Now it opens me up to the big play down the field. So it's cat and mouse. You want to do both. You want to mix it up. You want to make it look like you're bringing everybody and then drop back. But you just want Bryce to think and you want him to hold on to that football. But yeah, if the secondary can hold up, if they can avoid the big plays. Klein at tight end was a beast week 1 and then obviously sat out the game with Oklahoma. He's a guy that can be a huge game changer because of the size, the athletic ability. I think he runs the 5th fastest 40 on that team. So, he might be light-skinned, but don't let it fool you. He can still roll, and he might be a tight end in a big body. So, I think it's understanding who the weapons are, like understanding Morgan's the gadget guy. Like, they're going to throw it to him short. They're going to throw screens to him. One's going to go deep. Klein's going to be the intermediate stuff. Those are the type of, get my individual matchups, mix it up, muddy up the picture, use the crowd. And then one thing we haven't mentioned that I want to make sure I mention that I've loved about Nebraska through 3 games, Emmett Johnson. Really like
I was going to get to the offense, but go ahead. Talk to me about, because we in the red zone haven't been as efficient as we would like for 3 whole entire games. At times we have, but not always in the red zone. How does he factor into our red zone being a little bit better and more efficient?
Emmett, or you talking about
offensively? Emmett Johnson.
Yes. I think that he has the ability to make somebody miss. Now, he's not the biggest guy. I would imagine he's actually pretty small. Watching him, and again, I just watch him on tape. But I just love
pounds roughly.
Yeah, I just love, and that is small for a running back nowadays. I just love the way he runs, and it's a little upright, and it's a quick little wiggle, and he makes somebody miss, and then he goes 30, he goes 40, he goes 50. That creates those explosive plays. Because if you want to play me aggressive and you want to play me in man, a lot of times that's that safety spinning down in the box. It's 1-on-1 on 21, and if we win, we get a big play. So it all works together. And then on the outside, who's going to make those plays? Key's got 3 touchdowns. Is he the guy that can win 1-on-1? Is Barney the guy that can win 1-on-1? Who are the guys that when they do want to play aggressive? That's the easiest play in football, Adam. You know that. The goal line, my guy tall, your guy not. I throw it up, he catch ball. It's not difficult. So I think finding the receivers, but yeah, Emmett's been really, really good. I don't know that he's been talked about as much as probably as good as he's been for watching him make plays and create explosives by just making one wiggle and going.
Talk to me about Dana Holgorsen, one of the best offensive minds in all of college football. I don't think he's shown a ton through 3 games yet for obvious reasons. How big of an impact will he have on this game?
Is he still drinking 35 Red Bulls a day?
Probably.
Because I've been around Dana, and the Red Bulls it's an impressive amount of intake.
Most likely.
Yeah, but the thing I like about Dana is everybody says the first thing people are going to say is, okay, spread. That's fine. The Mike Leach tree and what they are, it's awesome. I get it. That's what they want to be. Dana Holgorsen got kicked out of the family because of the way he runs the ball, right? He said that. Yes. He said that not too long ago. Yep. I got kicked out of that family tree because he wants to run the football, and that's what you like. But you have to have the pieces up front. The front for Nebraska is going to be challenged because Michigan's defensive front is always good, always strong, always freaks, always aggressive, attacking. Can they lock on? Can they stay on their man? Can they create time so you can get creative, so you can get Barney the football in a multitude of ways and let him go be himself and be great? So I think the big boys up front will go a long way in determining. But I love Dana's play sheet. It's like this big. It's not much. Yep. He believes in being great with a few things. Looks I'm going to get. That makes me a really good offense. I've seen it. I get to practice it. It's reps. And, that's why the Air Raid family is he's not one of our sons. He's out of here.
I think he's done all right. I also want to give a shout out to 6 to 6 Auto Service in Lincoln, 6to6autoservice.com, located at 2405 P Street in good old Lincoln, Nebraska. Locally owned for 20 years, 2 decades going strong. Ask for Dean Phelps. He's the owner when you go in. Or ask for Eric or Jeff and tell them that Adam sent you. They do great work at a very reasonable price. As I mentioned before, we now have kids who are driving, and it's where my family and I take all of our vehicles to be taken care of. Everything from oil changes to engine replacements. They offer shuttle rides, loader vehicles, and financing as well if needed. Again, that's 6-to-6 Auto Service in Lincoln. Check them out at 6to6autoservice.com. So Nebraska currently, according to Pro Football Focus, has the #1 graded special teams in the country as well. Talk to me about
my man Eck.
Yes. Okay.
Ekeler.
Talk to me about Mike Ekeler. Talk to me about special teams, and then officially give us your score prediction for the game.
Yeah, Ekeler. So he was at Georgia for a while, and so I got to know him, and then he went to Tennessee. But just unbelievable dude. Like talks like a dude, walks like a dude. I mean, he's just a man's man. Like he's so cool, and he makes it such a priority, and he takes so much pride. And I know he has so much pride in going back to Nebraska. Like that meant a heck of a lot to him. But Eck is an absolute stud. Listen, I loved seeing your punter this summer and all the stories and them talk about it, but we ain't seen him recently. So like the last couple, we haven't seen him the last couple games, and you haven't had to. But the special teams in these type of games, I got 27-24. Like I'm going to go with that now. That's my official.
Okay.
And when you talk about well, hold on, I'm coming.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go ahead.
When you talk about that, like it's going to come down to, and I think Michigan's missed a couple of kicks the last couple of weeks. Yeah. Like that's a big deal. I'm going to lean, and I'm going to go right now with Michigan. Okay. I think. All right. I trust Michigan's defense to be very disruptive. I trust their defense to make plays, to get sacks. Like they're such a havoc defense, man. Like as a guy that played the defensive line position and play defense, man. Like I want to play in that kind of a system. Like I want to play in a Venables type of system. Like I want to hunt, man. Like I don't want a 2-gap. Like get the freak out of here. Like that's not what I'm here for. Like and they just cause so much havoc. And Bryce Underwood, man, he's been really, really good. Klein coming back. I give the slight edge to Michigan because I think they have the more dominant unit than on the field with their defense.
All right, so talk to me about if Nebraska wins 4-0, beat a ranked team.
Big time.
Okay, does Nebraska enter? Yeah, well, we're going to be ranked. Do they start to enter the college football? Are we a threat to be a college football playoff team at that point? And what if we lose? What does that mean if we lose?
Well, it doesn't end. Nothing ends. Like I don't think anything ends. Like when you look at the rankings and you start to look at that stuff, first of all, you'll make your eyes bleed because it'll tick you off. And I learned a long time ago. Like there's a lot of people that do shows about AP rankings. I'm like, you're wasting your time. Like some people don't give a rat's ace who are like they don't care at all about their ranking. Like they don't care as much as you do, and that's a problem. But I think they would obviously jump up very much into the rankings, very Vandy-esque. Vandy beats South Carolina. They don't jump up to where South Carolina was, but they jump up to that top 20 mark, you know? So I think Nebraska could do the same thing. If you don't, obviously, they were received 9 votes this week, I think is what it was. I think it's something like that. So if you don't, then you've got more opportunities that now it goes back down a notch and people are going to say, prove it to me. Right? Like, I want to see it. I want to see you beat a ranked team. And so having this opportunity at home is huge. You don't want to play at Michigan. But such an opportunity, such a stage for Raiola. It could be a coming out party for him to do it against this defense, a primetime moment. So I think this is just opportunity.
All right. I want to thank you for taking the time to join me, my friend. Ladies and gentlemen, I got our fan questions. They're brought to you by Husker Auto Group. Check them out at huskerautomotive.com. You can also follow David on social media. I know you're on X. Are you anywhere else as well?
The Apple Podcast and all that stuff, man. And you have to tell me you don't love my name. Like that is specifically because it's a defensive guy. See ball, get ball. We're not the brightest, but the ball moves. You see it, and you go get that mother freaker. Like so that's how the name came about too. But yeah, we're on all the YouTube, all that stuff, man. Just talking ball, loving ball.
Dude, I had an offensive lineman when I was at the Rams. He goes, I could teach my Labrador Retriever to play defensive line. See ball, get ball. I was highly offended, but he was also I was offended because he was right.
He's absolutely right. There's no doubt
all right, you
about
can
it.
also follow me on X, TikTok, Facebook. Here are our questions for you fine folks. Let me know your answer in the comments below. Number 1, is the national media overlooking Nebraska? Number 2, if we win, do you agree that we are a valid playoff potential type team? Number 3, if we lose to Michigan, do you still believe we will win at least 8 games, possibly 9? Until next time, thanks for joining me, David. Go Big Red, and always remember to throw the ball.